Great friends, wonderful sadhakas, welcome you all. Receive the appreciations for relentlessly there for the classes every day. Such a good heart, maintain it, is the only one which will save us, protect us, evolve us. Congratulations. Let's keep it up. Friends, the 13 Vyaktitvas, Loka Sevaka, Dharma Sthapaka, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mokshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, Prashanta Gambhira, Samskrita, Bhasha, Jnata, Vyakarana Sahita. These 13 Vyaktitvas we have to work on to develop, taking the full help of the Shruti, the Gurus, the Devatas, the Adi Parashakti Mata, Ishvara Parabrahma. Wonderful it is to have the study of the Upanishads. We are doing the Shwethashwathara, 9th Upanishad, first chapter out of the 6 chapters. 11th mantra has given us the two ways for the mukti, sadhyo and krama. Choice is ours. Those who have chosen the sadhyo mukti for them, the five beautiful preparations and then the sadhanas as told by the Gita, as said here in the Bhashya by Bhashyakara, is a very beautiful, complete picture of understanding for a true, serious, sincere sadhaka. As many times these things are remembered, retained, and sincerely practiced, to that extent we can see the spiritual unfoldment happening. Those five sadhanas we will again remember. Then what Bhagavan has quoted from Bhagavad Gita as the sadhanas to be done. For the Sadhya Mukti, we'll just go through it. With that, the 11th mantra will conclude. In the 12th mantra also, the Shruti Mata herself says, this being so, Paramatma Prapti alone should be the goal, can be the goal. So keep that alone as the goal. Save yourself. That kind of very powerful, important, necessary guidance and advice. Unwaveringly, ruthlessly means with strong words. Shruti Mata tells us. So these are the shlokas which have the power potency to remove any of these samshaya doubts, if at all we have, regarding sadhana and make us involve more vigorously. Good mantras. Entire Prathamodhyayas, all 16 mantras are very pretty, very wonderful. So too in the subsequent chapters, the guidance given by the Shrutimata Bhashyakara is of the highest utility. For that matter, every Upanishad's only ambition is to get the moksha to the student of this Upanishad. Friends, let us see all that. And before that, like every day, 2 or 3 minutes of our prarthana and sankalpa, and before that, our common sense thought. Very short today, the common sense thought, what we discuss is key as a result of our so many years of giving chance to ourselves to study the Shastras. The question is asked is, "E- have we become little in proximity, closeness to the study of Shastras, or still maintaining the distance?" Shastra study means to the Adhyatmikata. Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayanaya. As one of the days we discussed, the repetition of same, that the women married came to in-laws house for decades together, still she can maintain distance, having her affinity prema only with the mother's place. So to a person can serve a company or government for 30 40 years, still he might have not tuned to it. पूरा सर्विस हो गया, रिटायर भी हो गया, लेकिन लगा नहीं कभी उनका मन. Two people may be friends for decades together, but that closeness, affinity has not formed. Neighbors are there saying hi every day, maybe, but then they never have come closer to each other. So, too, in spirituality, also, if we are not aware or careful, we may be with the Guru Shastra for years together. Still, spirituality remains apart, and we are continuing our own worldly life. This is never reduced, the worldly life and samsara, nor any of the spirituality happened in us. But we are continuing, mechanically listening, mechanically doing the things. That won't help us. So we have to think. Only two or four things we discuss about. First of all, is our intellect got a habit of, as it got a habit of pondering over the truth through the Shastras which we are studying. You and I, we are talking about those are regularly coming to the Shastra Shravana. For others also, they can think, but more to ask the question. If the intellect is pondering over the truth through the mantras of the Upanishad, willingly, interestedly, so our intellectual entry into spirituality has happened. Without that also we can continue. I speak, you listen. After this, neither I am with my any of spirituality, spending the whole day in a routine manner like any worldly person. You also, after finishing this 1 hour class, back to the same world and worldliness 100% till the next day. So if this continues, the benefit will be very less, improvement will be very less. That's also okay, means coming to the class also good beginning, but it is not the end of all. You know, we have to really transform within ourselves totally. We have to feel a sense of urgency in that we should know step by step everything. We have to be involving in it. We have to take the daring and courage like any other step. Person wanting to swim should take the daring step to enter into waters. A person wants to drive should sit in that car and enter into the traffic. A person wants to do business, he'll have to take up that business into the world. All those things that are to be done, he'll have to go through it. And you and I also should take the spirituality as the business or the profession. Then only we will be able to do the things to be done. We'll be able to get the benefits that we have to get. So, if the Shastra Adhyana and Shastra Shravana Chintana is happening with the intellect, then the reality about the truth, the knowledge about the truth, it starts becoming more deeper and stronger, which is very, very essential. Else, only to the class, the Adhyatmika Jnana gets limited. Otherwise, for us, the world alone is real. Worldliness alone is the way to live life. Continue as a jiva with the upadhi. Live life as a samsari, die as a samsari. क्या फर्क पड़ा विथ ऑल द शास्त्र स्टडी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता अपने जिंदगी में रियली नहीं पड़ा सो दे फिर देन व्हाट इज इट करेक्ट वी हैव टू थिंक that transformation we have to expect within ourselves for that transformation to have spiritual we have to involve in it so the point is what we get stuck up in doing some things mechanically not going deeper into them or the next step. Just like many get stuck up in not doing at all spirituality. Actually, they get stuck up in the worldliness. Throughout life, they don't come towards this at all. No difference between them and us, if at all. We also are stuck up in doing something, making it a mechanical, not going into the next step, not aiming at the highest, isn't it? So the intellect always should ponder over the truth through the mantras of Upanishad. Upanishads are meant for that. We are doing that. So for that for us, that alone is recommended. And has the intellect got into that? It is toughest of all the jobs, no doubt at all. But we can't give any option or alternative. Should we have the clear understanding of the truth or not? Should we get convinced about its magnanimity or not? Most importantly, realizing the truth is my goal. Should we be convinced about it or not? Without that, all other sadhanas, where we will do? Then no improvement spiritually. Then still samsara continuing. No difference between us and the earlier ones or the others. So that time we have to give. Select a time apart from this class for the intellectual practice of the study of the truth, inquiring the truth. हर दिन उपनिषद का स्वाध्याय विचारण होना है along with श्रवण. Shravana gives us push, beginning, initiative, starting up. It gives us data, but that's not complete. There we have not involved, no. श्रवण में कान सिर्फ काम किया है. I am there, a responsible tea taken individual to listen. But for that knowledge to benefit us or help us, we have to use it. We have to make it ours. So, how much of my intellect is pondering over the truth through the Upanishadic mantras and getting picture clear about the nature of the truth, and that alone is real, and that has to be experienced. Very subtle thing, very important thing. Then only will wean away from the world and worldlinesses. Otherwise, same routine of upadhi tadatmya, struggling with the upadhis, being a part of the world and samsari, that same thing will continue. Upanishad study is not for that. It is for pulling us away from this every of this gamut into the supreme, into the ultimate. It's a very high purpose it is. So this is one thing we have to keep checking and start doing if we have not started. Otherwise, as we see again and again, the Vidya will always be in the Pustaka only. It will never enter into our Mastaka. Mastaka and Hridaya, these two places, the Siddhanta Jnanam should permeate, percolate. For that, whatever is to be done is to be done. One is Shravanam, second is Swadhyayam, third is Chintanam, Mananam. These 20 minutes of mine, sparing for the Tattva Chintanam. Half an hour, morning, afternoon, evening. जब मिले time तब one will have to do, isn't it? In the same way, the second aspect is our mind also liking and loving and getting inclined for the truth again through the Shastras. That state of being, I love it. That state of being, I want to experience. Little subtler it is. And generally, in our half-heartedness or vagueness or being worldly, we have the emotions in the mind regarding the worldly achievements, worldly experiences, isn't it? A new house, a car, or visiting some places, getting something, involving in it. इन सब के प्रति मन का प्रेम भाव रहता है संसारी के लिए. Same for you and I, if you are adhyatmika sadhaka, same feelings but for the truth. है ना? द इमेजिनेशंस अबाउट इट, वो अनुभव मुझे मिलना है, मिलेगा तो कितना बढ़िया रहेगा. देन आउट ऑफ ऑल दिस उपाधि तादात में जीव संसार भाव, उपाधिस विल बी देयर, Tadhatmya will not be there. Vyavahara will be there. Samsara will not be there. No misery, no frustration, no entanglements. That joyful life of spiritual unfoldment I must have. This is a manasika bhavana. Very, very essential. Bauddhika avagahana jnanam, manasika bhavana also we have to inculcate in us. नहीं तो क्या होगा? Mind is there. It will have the bhavana for the outer worldly things only. Then the intellect says, चल मैं भी तुम्हारे साथ आ रहा हूँ. That intellect will leave the Shastra Tattva Chintana. It goes with the mind to fulfill the bhavanas or desires of the intellect, the mind. Then we are worldly only. The expected depths, expected transformations, expected subtleties, expected spiritual evolutionary experiences will not come. Remember that sloka. Vidyate hridaya grantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante chasya karmani tasmin drushte paravare. When I have discovered the self transcendental, we have discovered the self immanent. No hridaya granthi of avidya kama karma. No samshayas regarding who am I, what's the world. No trace of even vasana, kshiyante chasya karmani, or any of the what do you call kartrutvadi, which will further bind me in future. No, that is the state of being realized or moksha. So keeping those things in mind, the feeling, है ना, both negative feeling is what कि यार मैं कुछ कर ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ, साधना हो ही नहीं पा रहा है, I am wasting my time, energy. This also is a good push it is. That regret, guilt also, when rightly utilized, helps. The positively, the charging ourselves. Today a little more I'll do. Today a little more I move further. Those type of self-inspiration, self-motivations, isn't it? At the mind level, isn't it? For the future lives also we can do sankalp. That अगले जन्म में ऐसे जगह जन्म लूं, ऐसे मैं जगह जाऊं जहां only I'll be able to do sadhana and all. That type of mindset, that type of intellection, that type of outer atmosphere, that type of people around should be there who fully push me towards the Adhyatmikata, those type of prarthana, bhavana for the future. Even now also that feelings, they have to be consciously created, generated. They are required. They won't come by themselves. Isn't it? How much ever maybe the truth reality is great in giving us moksha, still because our personality is full of vasanas, inclination towards the world, this value by itself will not be realized or maintained all the time by itself. We have to work on it. We are talking about that point. The intellectual, nirantara chintana about the truth to know the glory of it. The mind, therefore, inclined with its willingness, desire to obtain it. Man ka baat. Third one is our entire inner thinking system, value system. What we are valuing, what values we are valuing, what habits we are valuing, what routine or day's orientation we have made. Some sacrifices are required, everywhere it is so. But have I changed my value system? Spiritual way of having values. The Dveshta Sarvabhutanam Adi values which are so very essential for purifying the Antakarana. Are we valuing those spiritual values? Are we conscious of them? Are we understanding them? Are we understanding need of practicing them for our purification and being qualified for the higher journeys? Both important. We can't afford to be negative valued once we enter into Adhyatmikata. That's why in all Adhyatmic Granthas, the qualifications and in them the values are necessarily mentioned to be practiced. So the intellects thinking about the truth always, minds, feelings, bhavanas, imaginations, projections, inspirations from within, again about the truth only, A spiritual seeker will have to involve in these things consciously. Then he is doing something. Then something will happen. So to our value system. You know, we can't be like the worldly person. हम झूठ भी बोलते गए, धोखा भी देते गए हैं, है कि नहीं? अब ये सारा अटैच होते गए लोगों से, aversion करते गए, बदला ले ही रहे अभी तक. So that attitudes of revenges or ragas or the dveshas, so they have to be replaced by the pure, beautiful inner values of, you know, prayerful mood for everybody's welfare, well-being. Then ability to quickly forgive, ability to accept the things as they are, ability to have that unconditional selfless love, isn't it? That sometimes expressed through service, many times through prarthana. So nowadays, even if you want to help, people are not taking. They are in a different mood. Whole world of people. है ना विचित्र स्थिति में हो. And our help is subtler, gross help तो money वगैरह तो we should not do much. Sukshma help in terms of jnana. People are not ready to take. So pray for them. When the occasion option comes, helping them. Values. Then the fourth one is, as we saw earlier also, our entire day's vyavahara. And the whole schedule of the day, is it filled with our beautiful one by one sadhanas, committedly done with the idea of reaching to that particular destination, the result of that sadhana. The various sadhanas of our japa have we become stabilized in our everyday japa? Have we become stabilized in our the necessary every day that 30-40 minutes puja? No, I am doing upasana to this Ishtadeva. He is there. He is receiving this. He is asking me what's your sankalpa. So I am telling him, Lord, all the vaguenesses regarding Adhyatmikata should go away. Absolute spashtata at every level should come to me, and I must know what to reach, and I must know what to do for it, and what is the qualification for it. Without even a trace of doubt or question, I must be thorough in all that. Oh Lord, please bless me with that intellection and with that sadhana. For that I am doing upasana. You are capable of blessing me. So that half an hour involved upasana, half an hour involved japa, half an hour involved the stotra parayana, or any of the Upanishad mantra parayana, half an hour of study, half an hour of manana chintana. In this way, 4 to 6 hours minimum, our time should be spent on this. Minimum we are talking, not maximum. That's called spiritual professionalism. It's required. Then only we can ensure we are growing. The purpose is to grow. We are coming here, listening class. Is it a time pass? Is it some ego, some boasting that every day we do it? Not at all. It is for our actual real growth and progress. Progress in terms of our identity, changing from the gross worldly samsara to the subtle spirituality. When we try to do it, then we will know the fears there. Because when we become सूक्ष्म, the स्थूल छूटता है, स्थूल को छोड़ना पड़ता है. आदत नहीं होने के कारण और सूक्ष्म में हमको डर लगता है. बट दोज डरने का shackles ब्रेक करते हुए living more and more at the subtler level than the grosser is the spiritual evolution. Subtlemost is the truth. I am that true self. I am conscious of it and I am that. I am experiencing it. All else, as it was said in yesterday's which grantha उपनिषद में लास्ट में हम तैत्तिरीय जो पारायण कर रहे थे इन दैट वी हैव सीन even in other text also. I am that conscious self. Where it has come? In Yoga Vasishta, in telling about the summary of the sixth Nirvana Prakarana. In that Brahmagnani state of being. How beautifully, how many words were implied. That is my goal. That's becoming subtler. Today we will see the topic where it will be said That in that infinite consciousness, some corner, you know, like in my entire body, in one of the Romavali, one hair of the body, that hair is a top, it is split 100 times, 100 parts. In that 100th part, this entire universe is hanging. In me, the consciousness, if you compare it with the entire body, in that my infinite consciousness, in a very corner, this universe is appearing, disappearing, like in a body, in one of the hair of the hand, or उस hair का end में split में. You understand? There, this whole Brahmanda, Shankara Bhagavan will tell, even in Ram Ji का भी वो कहेंगे. And in this text also that sentence comes. Balagra Shatabhagasya Shatadha Kalpitasya cha. So I am that subtlest self, isn't it? So in this way, the intellect's continuous pondering over the truth through the mantras, the mind's bhavanas of wanting to reach to that level, then the values of ours have totally according to our spirituality, and our whole day's schedule is fully filled with beautiful adhyatmic activities. Joyfully we are involved in them. And every time there is a fulfillment. Like this class. कितना अच्छा हमने class पढ़ाई किया. Then after this half an hour, another sadhana. How well I have involved in it. Isn't it? While trying to do so, then the vasanas from inside, the prarabdhas from outside and inside, all of them will crop up. The real delight is how do we deal with them, cope up with them, how we are negotiating with them. That's the test for our maturity. Which are the vada we are bringing? Bhagavad Pariksha Vada or the Prarabdha Vada or Bhagavad Anugraha Vada that he wants to make me stronger, therefore he is putting all of that. Are we employing any of these Vadas and negotiating through those difficulties, or we are succumbing to them? कि आज पूरा मूड ही नहीं बना, साधना नहीं हो पाया, आज नींद खुला ही नहीं, आज मन पूरा मेरा डिस्टर्ब्ड था, और आई एम टुडे ओनली वर्ल्डली ओनली. So these are all the failures we have succumbed to those inner and outer situations. What is the success? Yeah, this type of moods came, yet I managed myself to pull myself out of those moods and continue doing what I am to do. Like every day you do for coming to the class. Every day the prarabdha, every day the upadhis will tell us, और भी सो जाओ, आज class मत जाओ, मत पढ़ो. So every day that struggle will be there, nagging, you know. So every day we are able to defeat it for this one activity. In the same way for all sadhanas. In short, finally, like the Rishi Munis of the yore, staying in those ashramas as they were involved, always in that Adhyatmika sadhana pragati, consciously, with full knowledge known, any doubts clarifying from the gurus there. So, same way, we have to also live our life. The outer things might have changed, the comforts and all, वो फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हम वो लोग जैसे कर रहे थे साधना, हमें भी वही करना है. See, feel that joy of it. One full day of 24 hours, I am fully engaged consciously in my spiritual prayatna. क्या बढ़िया है fulfillment हो. Along with all the food to be taken, rest to be taken, ये सब included है. But I know those 6 hours I slept because it was needed. I know that two times I had my food, it's required. But apart from these two, I know these were the things to be done, and every one of them have done it. Tried my best to do. Sometimes the Prakriti must have obstructed me, but I never gave up. I went on doing. Whenever the Prakriti was more powerful, I held on to the feet of the Guru and God for that Prakriti again to become conducive, convenient. Rajoguna, Tamoguna Prakriti is not conducive for Adhyatmikata. When it comes, it just pulls us away. So that time, holding on to Guru feet, God's feet, allow that mood to go away. You can't do anything when it attacks. जब जमकर नींद अटैक कर दे, करोगे क्या? When the mind is somehow cranky one day for no reason, वो हो जाता है बस. अब लाख कोशिश करो उस दिन, you will never have. You can see na sometime overpoweringly you love your wife or husband. Another day इतना गुस्सा आता है कि डंडा मारूं. Oh, that's the mood. With the children it happens, with the servants it happens, with the routine work it happens, with our own selves it happens, with our spirituality also it happens. What a headache it is every day going and sitting. That Swami goes on talking. Thank God I am no more any bothering you. I'm only doing my class. Full 100% freedom is given to all of you. Anytime you can come or don't come, go, whatever. मैं तो सेफ मेरे तरफ से. मैं आपका हिंसा नहीं कर रहा हूँ अभी. Not even Skype talk now. You did not even wait for that. Everything is ready. That time you have to come. Just on होता है तब. तो मेरे तरफ से कुछ नहीं है. बट अपने मन से अगर ये विचार आए हैं, so how long I have to do and all. So these are all the mind's thoughts. They keep coming. They all have to be answered with the intellectual maturities. To such an extent that we are thorough now what to achieve, what to do, and we are thorough in habitually doing all of them. In fact, we are seeing the result of it also, the transformations that happen in us. This is how the spirituality is done. So today's the main discussion is, are we still keeping away from the spirituality or are we entering into it? है कि नहीं? बिना एंटर किए भी दूर दूर से भी विंडो शॉपिंग करते ही रह सकते जन्मों जन्म. The many people, every guru they go to, every book they study, but the book knowledge never entered them, the guru upadesha never entered them. They never got transformed to be a sadhak. जो जनरली ना सत्संग प्रेमी होते हैं लेकिन गुरु को नहीं पकड़े, दे आर लाइक दिस मेनी ऑफ देम. Some fancying, some habits, some earlier life, some kalpa, take them to the different satsangas, make them buy the books, even make them do little study. But they study the magazine and newspaper and the spiritual text with the same fervor. They do their routine mechanical spiritual sadhanas as mechanically they do the other activities of the official work or even eating the food, etc. तो वो साधना नहीं होता. आध्यात्मिकता में ना पूरा डूबना पड़ता है. डूबना है. बिना डूबे दूर दूर से नहीं होता हो. हम अभी दूर दूर है. That is why the whole Shastra, so many we studied, but we have to ask how much the convictions have come, how much value we have given to this, how much thinking has gone and a very good planning is made for the day's schedule, and how much we are in that utavla se, utavla what you call, that excitement ke saath involving in our sadhanas. Every sadhana, every day should be excitement. Every class should be excitement. That's how we have to make our moods. Then we involve deeply, intensely, and we grasp maximum. If it's a mechanical mood or a routine mood or it's a dullness mood, then फिर वो इन्वॉल्व होएंगे नहीं हम. किसी भी घर के कर्म में ऐसे होता है ना. When you are inspired every day to cook, you cook for 50 years. नहीं है तो every day it's a naraka only. And you can't avoid cooking and you don't like it. ये तो फिर मन को मैनेज करना पड़ेगा. These are all moods of the mind. When we are aware, we rectify it, it gets rectified. So, Lord is already blessing, Guru is already blessing us, Shruti Mata is blessing us. Let us be conscious about this thing and help ourselves enjoy our Adhyatmika prayatnas and the result too. Let us touch those subtler, deeper layers. Let's go beyond the grosser world and grosser upadhis. अपना तादात्म्य सूक्ष्म तत्व से होता रहे, यही आध्यात्मिकता का लक्ष्य. सूक्ष्म सर्वव्यापक सर्वाधिष्ठान रूपनामादि अतीत रहित is the self, is the goal for the spiritual seekers. Om 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 सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम विदिताखिलशास्त्रसुधा जलधे महितोपनिषत् कथितार्थनिधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ओम ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणे इतिहाससन्तवाङ्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनिगुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः साम्प्रदायानां शास्त्राणां मोक्षमार्गाणां गुरुशिष्यभक्तभगवत् परम्परादीनां ज्ञानयोगभक्तिवेदान्तादि प्रक्रियाणां पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पूर्वभिवृद्ध्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिवकृष्णादि मंदिराश्रम पुण्यक्षेत्र दिव्यक्षेत्र विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापना उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणार्थम् अस्मात् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां संकल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवत देवता गुरु शास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे पारायणम। फ्रेंड्स 6 to 10 let us do पारायणम। ओम अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः 6th chapter। वृक्षकालाकृतिभिः परोऽन्यः यस्मात् प्रपञ्चः परिवर्ततेयं धर्मावहं पापनुदं भगेशं ज्ञात्वात्मस्थम् अमृतं विश्वधाम तमीश्वराणां परमं महेश्वरं तं देवतानां परमं च दैवतं पतिं पतीनां परमं परस्तात् विदामदेवं भुवनेशमीड्यं न तस्य कार्यं करणे स्वाभाविकी ज्ञानबलक्रिया च न तस्य कश्चित् पतिरस्ति लोके न चेशिता नैव च तस्य लिङ्गं सकारणं करणादिपादिपः न चास्य कश्चित् जनिता न चाधिपः यस्तन्तुनाव इव तन्तुभिः प्रजाप्रधानजैः स्वभावतः देव एकः सुमावृणोत् स नो ददात् ब्रह्माप्ययम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नित्यानन्दन्निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः नारायण ॐ ज्ञात्वा देवं सर्वपाशापहानिः क्षीणैः क्लेशैः जन्ममृत्युप्रहाणिः तस्याभिध्यानात् तृतीयं देहभेदे विश्वैश्वर्यं केवलाप्तकामः. Both are spiritual. One is instantaneously wanting the truth. Therefore, he is knowing the truth through the study of Shastras learned from the Gurus. Other also spiritual, but he is doing more than the Jnana, but the Dhyana. Dhyana includes Yoga and Upasana. So he will go to the higher and higher and higher end worlds. But for him also, the moksha is only in Brahma Jnanam. That is only having heard from the Guru, the Upanishad Adi. So even having gone to become one with the Ishvara Tattva, Vishwaishwaryam, he has to become the Aptakama, then Atmakama, then again Aptakama of the Atmakama. All that exhaustively with quotations from various Puranas as guided by the Adi Shankara Bhagawan. We trying to understand. Towards the end of this 11th mantra, if one has understood that Sadhyo Mukti I want to experience the self truth and get liberated from the not self, the pseudo self, the upadhi, tadatmya, suffering self. I want to eject out of it. Then the sadhanas were given. What are they? Tadhetutvat. Tadhetutvat means having realized the Brahman is the giver of moksha, and it is advisable that one should achieve it here and now. Sadhyo Mukti. Keeping those in mind, Shruti Mata, yeah, Shankar Bhagavan कहते हैं तद हेतुत्वात्. So what are the sadhanas? First one, Bhashya Vishaya Parityagena. Total outer Vishayas have to be given up. शब्द स्पर्श प्रसंगंध और जो भी विषय है जिसके प्रति हमारा भोग इच्छा हो, राग हो, द्वेष हो, वैल्यू हो, all of that is called Vishayatva Parityag. You know, the best example is so many examples. Like we travel in bus. So we are traveling. Driver is driving, conductor may be there in that, maybe cleaner, and so many other travelers. Then 8 hours journey. We get down and take our other taxi or auto, go to the destination. Do we have any relation with anybody in that bus? नो नो ड्राइवर से बात करके उनका फ़ोन नंबर लेना, कंडक्टर से बात करके उसके खुशहाल पूछना, और अदर पीपल हु आर ट्रैवलिंग एक के बाद एक जाकर उनसे बातें, वी डोंट डू दैट. दैट्स अ डिसेंसी. दैट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, यू नो. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज बाह्य विषय परित्याग इन लाइफ आल्सो. व्हाट इज टू बी डन, बट नथिंग वी आर रिलेटेड टू. That only saves our mind's concentration. Given a chance, out of some desire, some expectation, some habits, we can entangle in everything in the world outside. And that's what we are doing now. Therefore, there's no chance or ability for us to become introverted. अब इतना शास्त्र सुनते भी कितना अंतर्मुख होए वो तो सब्जेक्टिव प्रश्न है. So that is why Bhashya Vishaya Parityaga. See the feeling in it. The Antaratma I have to discover. Then what do I have with the Bhashya Vishaya then? When my goal is the eastern side, why we have to do anything with the west? Both are opposite directions. My goal is the Paramatman in the inside the Atman, in the self, in the heart. What will value I have for the Bhashya Vishayas? Bhashya Vishaya Parityaga. It is in technical words the sannyasi lakshana. Sannyasi has given up the Dhyaditadatmya, therefore he has no parityaga with attachment to any of the things outside. So he has done the parityaga because he wants the inner self. Bahya Vishya parityaga ho gaya. But does it mean that we are not performing, we are lazy? No, no, no. Shruthasmartha karma we are doing without any padapeksha. Second one is कि वांग मनः काय निष्पाद्यम श्रोतस्मार्थ लक्षणम कर्म कृत्वा. Whatever the Shrauta Smartha karmas we are supposed to do with the body, speech, and mind, we keep on doing with the mind upasanas, with the speech, the mantrochara, etc., with the body also again the upasana, जो भी श्रोत स्मार्त कर्म है और विद्युक्त धर्म है, they are done. That otherwise we become lazy, we don't clear our debts, etc. तो ऋण भी चुकाने से नहीं चुकाओगे ना तो फिर विथ ऑल क्वालिफिकेशन स्टिल वे नॉट अलाउड इनसाइड इनर जर्नी में अलाउ परवेश नहीं मिलता तो क्लियर ऑल दोस डेट्स. So that Shauta Smartha Karma with the Kaya Vacha Manasa he is doing, but not with any outer result expected. Second sadhana. Third one is what? Very, very essential. विशुद्ध सत्व. अब इसके बारे में ना हर दिन थोड़ा समय सोचना ही पड़ता है. विशुद्ध सत्व इज फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल सत्व इज अंतःकरण. Second, Vishuddha is to be simply saying free from the laziness, sleepiness of Tamoguna, free from the distraction of the Rajoguna. So the Vishuddha Sattva Lakshana is what? The Antakarana is always alert and it is alert about everything. The distracted mind it only goes to the world of its choice, attachment के कारण. The lazy mind तो कुछ नहीं देखता, कुछ नहीं सुनता. It's in a sleepy mood. So it is called Muda Bhumika. The other two are the Kshipta Vikshipta Bhumikas. In the Shuddha Sattva, the Bhumika will be Ekagra Bhumika. If you study the Yoga Bhasha, so Vishuddha Sattva, अंतःकरण हमेशा शुद्ध हो गया है, alert. One Vishuddhi is the vasanas gone away. Second Vishuddhi is the negative worldly habits have gone away. Third Vishuddhi is the mana is not thinking of the world and worldliness. Fourth is absolutely it is alert. Sadgunas are there in it. Vishuddha Sattva is very essential for us to gain. We have to work for it. In fact, the above one, the Sautasmartha Karma, Phalapikshadahitya, Nirahankara, when we do, it becomes Karma Yoga that leads to this Vishuddhata of the Sattva. In that Vishuddha Sattva, Raga, Dveshadi, all of them also eliminated. Empty slate, matlab the clean slate. See, slate is clean. Like there are some slates ना बच्चे को लिखते हुए ऐसे करते हैं फिर जो निकल जाता. इस व्यवहार जो करना है कर रहे हैं, but is not allowing his sattva antakaran to get impurified. That Vishuddha Sattva, third one. Fourth one is Yoga Arudha. So na indriyarteshu anusajjate na karmasu anusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi. Karmasu means kamya karma. संकल्प नहीं है कामना का, देखो काम्य कर्म नहीं है इसलिए वो फल नहीं आएगा, इसलिए इंद्रियों को उसको भोगने के लिए यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं. सो दिस कॉल्ड योगा रूढ़ स्थिति. न इंद्रियार्थेषु अनुसज्जते न कर्मसु अनुसज्जते न सर्व संकल्प एंड सर्व संकल्प संन्यासी. ही इज कॉल्ड योगा रूढ़ इन गीता 6th chapter. We explained yesterday. This is the one. Third one. Fourth is what? No, the fourth one is this. Last one is Bhutva Shamadhi Sadhana Sampanna. तो Shama Mano Nigraha, Dhamma Indriya Nigraha. I am conscious that I have practiced it from last 10-12 years. That now I am fully in the control of my mind. My mind is my control. I control the mind. I have controlled the mind. My senses also are in my control. I have now natural withdrawal. I have infinite patience now to stably receive all prarabdha. And my Shraddha atut towards the Bhagawan, towards the truth, towards the Shastra, towards the Guru Bodha. This is called Shraddha. And the Samadhanam is what we saw today in our common sense thought, wherein the Chitta is always in Brahma Chintana. Sarvada Sthapanam Buddhehe Shuddhe Brahmani Sarvata Tat Samadhanam. These are called the Shamadhi Shatgunas. So Shamadhi Shatgunas, Shuddha Sattvaha, doing the karma that is required to be done, and no Vishayasakti in the outer world, then Yoga Rudata. When these five are achieved, with this now we are fit for sadhana, meditation. That's what is said in Gita. Yogi, such yogi, Yunjita, should yoke himself satatam, always, atmanam, to the inner self which cannot be the not self. Rahasistitaha, in a calm and quiet and secluded no man place. Rahasistitaha. Rahasistita rahasya रूप में. If you know, if you tell the people I am going for meditation, 2 मिनट में एक बार होके दरवाजा मारेंगे, पूछने के लिए कर रहे हो कोई नहीं, because they are jealous. Rahasistita. Neither I should disturb them, or neither I should be disturbed by them, nor giving them the chance to disturb me. ऐसा हमें रहस्य स्थित. सो योगी रहस्य स्थित योगी ही सदा आत्मानं युञ्जीत. See the meditational thought. Yogi, the one who has rahasya sthitah, in his own secret chamber of meditation, always atmanam yunjita. You should only yoke identity with the Satchidananda Brahma inside. It is said to be beyond all the koshas. So the one by one kosha, every day we have to keep away. ये देह है, I am aware of it. It is not me, the self. ये प्राण है, I am aware of it. It is not me, the self. This is the mana and its thoughts. I am aware of all its emotions, etc. But that's not the self. I am aware of my intellect. Not that. That's not. इस तरह से आत्मानम युंजीता कहते हैं इसको. The other way is what? Using the Upanishadic words describing the Atma Vastu, contemplating on that. Adreshyam, that which cannot be the Drushya. Agrahyam, that which cannot be caught by any of the Upadhis. Agotram, Avarnam, Ajakshushrotam. This is called as Atmanam Yunjita. Satatam. Satatam is necessary because आत्मा के साथ युंजीता नहीं कर रहे हो तो अनात्म से करना पड़ेगा. I know we told you 3 days back. To avoid the negative, we have to do the positive. To give up the anatma chintana, we have to do the atma chintana. तो योगी युंजीत सततम आत्मानम रहस्य स्थित. उसमें एकाकी, group with you, एकाकी. Initial level of sadhana, study together, help each other, have group discussion, ये सारे शुरू में होते हैं, करना पड़ता है. When the conviction is strong, when the knowledge is clear, you need not have anybody else. अपना अंदर का ध्यान के लिए दूसरे बाहर का क्या जरूरत है, इसलिए एकाकी. Okay, then yatha chitta yatha atma. The atma, the body has to be yatha controlled. Means उसको आप in yoga भाषा आसना सिद्धि कर सकते. For the body to be stable, we have to give good food, exercise, rest to it. Tell it, भाई 1 घंटा भाई साधना के लिए बैठ रहा हूँ. Oh my dear Sharira, don't trouble me. That's called a yatha atma. Chitta also, yatha chitta. It's not end, The vasanas will project the chitta to have thoughts. तो उसका भी उपासना या जप करके हो उस समय के लिए कम से कम यत्न करना. Finally तो totally chitta should be free from vasanas and it is available for us to have our choice of thoughts. That's the yatha chittata. तो योगी रहस्य स्थितः आत्मानं युञ्जीत सततम् एकाकी यथा चित्तः यथा आत्मा. Then nirashi aparigraha. Very important. Nirashi means about the future, we should not do any sankalpa regarding anything other than Brahma. That's called nirashi. So to aparigraha, with all the things and beings, we have to drop the ownership or possessiveness. परिग्रह कुछ नहीं. ये उपाधियां भी मैं नहीं हूं, मेरे नहीं है. There are very subtle things but necessary also. Therefore, we have to understand them and reach to that level. So this is how, when one does the sadhana mentioned here, then the result is what? Evam yunjan. In Gita, yunjan evam. Yunjan evam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsparasham atyantam sukhamashnute. So yunjan evam sada atman. Same thing is repeated, what he said in the earlier shloka to remind us. Yogi, the result of it is what? He vigata kalmashaha. From him, the kalmashas of all sorts, the avidya kalmasha, the vasana kalmasha, the nirantara in the mind, some or the other thoughts about the objects or people of the world coming, all that kalmasha goes away. Vigata kalmasha. Jiva bhava is a kalmasha. Panchakosha upadi. Tadatma is a kalmasha. With that, thinking about the world and worldliness is a kalmasha. Ye yogi, the one who is doing these sadhanas, all those kalmashas go away. Then sukhena, with an effortlessness, Brahma samsparsham, touching the Brahman. And what is it? Atyantam sukham, the infinite antamatitya sukham, the infinite bliss or ananda, ashtate prapnoti, he will obtain. See, for the Sadhya Mukti, what is to be done is mentioned. What is doubt in it? We have to only repeat some more times to listen, study, make our own notes clear, show it to Guru. Guru approves, yes, what you understood is right now. Meditate on that. So, Yadajitatma, Nirashi, Aparigraha, Ekaki, then Rahasistita Yogi, Atmanam Yunjita. Evam Yunjan, Vegatashah, Sukhena, Brahma Sasparsham Atyantam Sukham Ashnate. In this way, that self which is beyond all the रूप नामा प्रोजेक्शंस सबस्ट्रेटम जो है जो अब नहीं मिल रहा था हमको बिकॉज वी आर लॉस्ट इन द आउटर वो वहां मिलेगा हमको सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम अत्यंतम सुखम अश्नुते सी द वे भगवान सेज टू इंस्पायर अस इट इज अत्यंत सुखम अश्नुते यू विल एंजॉय इट इट्स कॉल्ड एज ब्रह्म संस्पर्श and if the above sadhanas are done sukhena they are entering into that being the self the Brahman is not at all difficult if you are prepared with the above said sadhanas. Then once he realizes the self, how is it like? Sarva bhutasthamaatmanam sarva bhutani cha atmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshana. His life's vision will be this now. Ultimate. Ikshate. He sees always. What? Sarva bhutastham atmanam ikshate. So, Sarvabhuta, it may be a microorganism, it can be a huge elephant or giraffe or dinosaurs, whatever you call. Sarvabhutastam. The Bhuta can be the Brahma Deva, Vishnu Deva, Maheshwara Deva, Indra Deva, Varuna Vayu, Agni Deva, Kubera Adi Deva, Yaksha, Gandharva, Kinnara, Kempurusha, Siddha Charana, all of them are beings. So too, Manusya, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati on the earth, and in them thousands of varieties. Sarva Bhutastam Atmanam Ikshate. Isn't it? Every one of them have the Atman in them. And that is Paramatma and that is me. That is able to see. Sarva Bhutastam Atman. Avita we see Krishna, the Upadis, not the self in them because we have not realized our own self because we are at the Upadi level. तो हम अपने अंदर के आत्मा वस्तु को when we see innate through all beings the one common atma is experienced. Sarvabhutastam atmanam ikshate. Atma rupena ikshate. And that atman is not measured in heights or weights or seen as a colors or forms or no. It is Sachidananda Anubhava only. So to Sarva Bhutani cha Atmani. The self in all he sees and all he sees in the self because self is the substratum of all. Sarva Bhutani cha Atmani ikshate. All beings in the self. He is called as Yoga Yukta Atma. The one who has tuned to the self through the Yoga Sadhana. Yoga means the meditation and all Vedanta. Yoga Yukta Atma. And thereafter Sarvatra Sama Darshana. You will have the Darshana of the Samarupi Paramatma only everywhere. Always I tell you, we see it even in this other place also. Pandita Sama Darshana. सर्वत्र सम दर्शन में समता होता है व्यवहार में नहीं व्यवहार डिपेंड्स ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट दे है ना पंडिता समवर्तिन नहीं होते समदर्शिन होते And we have 1,000 examples. Doctor is Samadarshi towards all his patients, not Samavarti. That सबको मिला के एक ही इंजेक्शन दे रहा है, सबको मिला के एक ही दवा दे रहा है, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. Depending on the patients, he gives treatment. That is sama vartanam, vishamata in the vartanam, difference in the vartanam. But darshanam is same. Everyone should get a healthy, become healthy. Isn't it? So, sama darshanaha, not sama varti. Yad rakh le. Sama varta impossible. You cannot do same thing to everyone. You have to do what is required. Like the parents cannot do same thing to the children. है ना, लड़की उनका ड्रेस अलग, लड़के का अलग होता, और वो कॉलेज जा रहा है, स्कूल जा रहा है. यू कैन नॉट हैव सेम वर्तनम. दर्शनम इज सेम. ऑल माय चिल्ड्रन शुड ग्रो, शुड बिकम यूजफुल. ये सब दर्शनम. सो टू भगवान और गुरु विल नॉट हैव सम वर्तनम. गुरु किसी स्टूडेंट को प्रेम से समझाएंगे, किसी को डांट कर समझाएंगे, किसी को इंटेलेक्चुअल समझाएंगे, किसी को पनिश करेंगे. देयर ऑल वर्तन में डिफरेंस, बर्ताव में. Because those fellows require that type of treatment. But he has got darshanam sama. The Guru says all my disciples should gain the knowledge, get moksha. So to Paramatma. Sama darshana. All jivas should be free from dukkha, should be sukhi, and should reach me. That is his sama darshana. But vartana, who is at what level? Depending on that, he gives facilities. So of course, same cheez nahi dete. So in the same way, here also, sarvabhutasthamatmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani ikshate. Yoga yukta atma. Sarvatra samadarshana. Beautiful state of self it is. Okay, this is how this is quoted from Gita 6th chapter. Again from the Gita only 13th chapter. May last quotation. Talking about the Sadhyo Mukti with these sadhanas mentioned. To realize the self in us, self in all. So whether it's a gross object, a mountain, tree, or all, they are all Rupa Nama. In that there is substratum Sachidanand. वो पहले अपने अंदर जाना जाता है. Then that alone is seen everywhere. So the 13th chapter quotation is Samam Pashyan hi sarvatra samavasthitam ishwaram nahi nastyatmanatmanam tato yati parangatim. This 13th chapter. The above ones were the 6th chapter shlokas. This is the 13th wala. ये कहते हैं समम पश्यन ही सर्वत्र. सर्वत्र समम पश्यन. सर्वदेशेषु कालेषु वस्तुषु परिस्थितिषु. Only that sama brahma, when one sees, है ना, समवस्थितम ईश्वरम समम पश्यन सर्वत्र. Ishvara is permeating everywhere homogeneously. That's what we have to realize. Ishvara samavasthita hai. Samavasthita Ishvara we have to see as sama. Samam pashyani sarvatra samavasthitam Ishvara. When that is done, nahi nasti atmanatmanam. No more now he becomes enemy to himself. No more he destroys himself. अब देखो, we have to fill up the lot of blanks. Means what? If one has not realized the Sama Brahma in himself and the world around, he is doing harm to himself. He is doing destruction to himself. Atmanam hinasti. How are we destroying ourselves? By not realizing self. He has realized the self which is Sama everywhere. Therefore, he is not destroying himself. Therefore, na hinasti. Hinasti means hinsa karna, nash karna. Atmana atmanam. He is no more a destroyer of himself by himself. Because he has realized that Sama Parabrahma who is pervading everywhere. Tataha, therefore, yati param gatim. He is in the para supreme identity. Paragati, moksha gati, atmanavagati, brahmanavagati, punaravrutti rahita gati, janmamarana rahita gati, bandhana rahita gati, upadhi limitation rahita gati, dvandva limitation rahita gati. Param gati means that state you will experience. अब these चीजें और में अंडरस्टैंडिंग में, कन्विक्शन में पक्का होने के लिए we have to continue. This is the process. We are on the right process of trying to understand the truth through the Shastra Adhyayana. Today it may be little vague, but continue for 3-4 years. The vagueness is replaced by the clarity. So to sadhana. Today we are very at the gross level, but keep on doing it. maturity comes. Like, luckily in this world made by God, everybody, whatever they do, they become perfect, including animals. If you train them, they can behave like human beings. In that country of, what is it? Israel or Russia? Oh, I don't. They have trained the billy cats. They stay in all these metro or these stations to check the fellows with or without what do you call, tickets. There's so many countries people have trained the dogs or the animals. You know, the बंदर वंदर को भी ट्रेनिंग किया जाए तो हो जाते हैं. In the same way, everybody in their own respective professions, having continued, are they not becoming experts? Luckily, दुनिया में है. So too, for us also, daily study of Shastra makes us expert in understanding the truth. Daily doing of the sadhana slowly makes us clearly understand what is sadhana. That itself will take us to the experience. Therefore, samam pashyani sarvatra samavasthitamishwaram na hinasti atmana atmanam tato yati param gati. Therefore, here and now, you have self in yourself, realize that and get moksha. That's called sadhya mukti. That is the ultimate best advice anybody can give, even Shruti Mata. With this, we conclude the 11th mantra. Iti smrtehe. Done. Thank God we took more than a week or 5-6 days because so many quotes, but it was worthy. Now, how to proceed further? Shruti Mata says, Yasmat, because of this reason. What reason? Jnana Anantaram. When the self or Brahman is known, after that, Parama Purushartha Siddhi, the ultimate Parama Purushartha of moksha is Siddhi are achieved. Tashbat. Therefore, don't keep anything as a goal, because only knowing Brahman gives moksha is equal to any other pursuit gives bandhana. अब जानबूझ कर कोई बंधन में जाना चाहते हैं, अब कौन करेगा, उसको रोकेगा? अब जाओ. Isn't it? If you have understood, then our pursuit is only spiritual. So in this shloka, that single pointed choice, that therefore I will seek only Brahman in this very life, that's being driven into our heart. After explaining the Krama Mukti and Sadhya Mukti, everything. And there is no forcing here. Suggestion only with all love. What is it? Let us see. Etad gneyam nityamevatma samstham nata param veditavyam hi kinchit bhokta bhogyam preritarancha matva sarvam proktam trividam brahmametat. Tomorrow we'll see elaboration में. But sentence is etat gneyam nityameva atma samstham. This self which is in our own self has to be tried to be gained and gained to begin with. And atah param veditavyam kinchit. There is nothing other than it, other beyond it, greater than it, for one to know. And here knowing is obtaining, and knowing obtaining is equal to obtaining everything. Thereafter nothing remains to be gained. Such an exercise, such a beautiful thing it is. In spirituality, knowing Brahman is being Brahman. Brahman is infinitely blissful. Therefore, nothing remains to be known or gained afterwards. It is the reaching of the ultimate destination. If it clicks to us, let us be more and more serious towards that. Thank you. Tomorrow we'll see the bhasha of this mantra. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamida Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Paramasubhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Mate Tatsat Brahma Arpanamastu. Come in 5 minutes for Gita.